Welcome back to the Mountain Morning Show and our continuing live coverage of the Sundance Film Festival. Now, as we all venture into the theaters and experience these films for the first time, there's one aspect that always touches people in a very unique way, and that is, of course, the music, the scores of these films. And I'm thrilled to be joined with Emmy Award-winning composer Bear Mccreary. Good morning.
Morning.
Thank you for being here.
Yeah, this is great.
It's a lot of fun to talk to the artists sort of behind the scenes of a picture, because you get a feeling of their inspiration and their process. And whereas the audience, we just get to experience it, you're the ones really building it. Now, you've got 3 films at Sundance.
Yeah, somehow that happened.
Somehow that happened. This is your first Sundance, and you scored Colossal, Unrest, and Rebel in the Rye.
Yes.
Well done.
Thank you. I've always dreamed of having a movie at Sundance, but I've never bothered to dream of having 3. So I can safely say this is literally beyond my wildest dreams to be here with 3 movies.
I love to hear that.
Yeah, it's cool.
So I'm sure each film had a very specific and intentional approach to it. But when you, as a composer, are approached by a filmmaker, a director, and said, "I want to collaborate with you," what does that look like?
I find that these 3 films couldn't be more different, and these 3 directors, Jennifer Brea is the director of Unrest, and she's the subject of her own documentary. It's about her chronic fatigue syndrome and dealing with it and trying to, communicate to the world what this sort of this syndrome, nobody really knows anything about it. So she's bringing all this personal experience. It's about her life. Nacho Vigalondo, who did Colossal, is this just, I want to say he's like this crazy artist. Like, he has this amazing vision, and he's like 10 steps ahead of me. The way he thinks about drama, he's built all these layers into his movie. It's this amazing Anne Hathaway movie about, well, it's about alcoholism, but it's also about giant monsters.
Because the two always go hand in hand.
He found a way to make this work. And then Danny Strong, who wrote and directed Rebel in the Rye, which is about J.D. Salinger writing Catcher in the Rye. All 3 of these directors have different tastes and different ways of communicating about music. And I found that my job is sort of to be a translator, where I need to hear what they want their audience to feel. Then I have to go into my studio and figure out, well, do I do that with a piano? Do I do that with an accordion? How do I actually communicate their feelings into music? And so I have to be really open-minded and just kind of hear what they want. And if doing these 3 movies, I definitely realize that approach can be very different from film to film.
I love that you're a translator.
I like to think of it, when I was recording Rebel in the Rye, I had this big orchestra out in this room, and Danny Strong, who came to every single session, he's in the back, and I realized, essentially, he's the director of the film, and it's his job to sort of approve everything. It's his vision, but there's this room full of, 85 people, and he's incapable of talking to them about what he wants. So I really felt like a translator, where I would say, okay guys, I'm conducting and we're playing this beautiful piece, and I'd go back and talk to Danny, and then he'd say, this moment's not really working. And then I go, oh, it's the B flat. But I'm not going to tell Danny it's the B flat. Like, he doesn't care it's the B flat.
He doesn't have a music
But it's
theory
like,
degree.
then I go back in, and I'm like, all right guys, we got to change the B flat. But I realized, it's really speaking 2 different languages to ultimately create one piece of art.
I love that. All right, we're going to take a look at a preview here, so you can get a taste of Bear's music right now. So impressive to see a conductor with the command of an orchestra like that, and being able to hear such individual things. When I was talking to the team from BMI yesterday, I said one of my favorite quotes is a Hans Christian Andersen: "When words fail, music speaks."
Oh, that's beautiful.
And I just think that as a composer, that's really your goal, or as you said, as a translator, to get the feeling of the film?
Well, there's always a layer of meaning that I think music can access, especially in film, when you have kind of access to the primitive, primal brain inside all of us to get to an emotion that sometimes the visuals can't get to on their own. And I love working with a director to find ways of making a film work on that level.
Well, Bear Mccreary, it was a pleasure to meet you, and congratulations on not only your first Sundance, but having 3 films into the festival.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. We're going to take a quick break here on the Mountain Morning Show and be back with much more of our Slam Dance and Sundance coverage right here on Park City Television.